To our players. Are you still here? Where are you? You're still here at the back.
Yeah.
I just thought that your play, it said it all. It was so good, and I do think that the way that you selflessly go around, you're talking to people for whom a play will really bring that message home. So I just wanted to say, well done. I think that's absolutely great that you did that. The next thing is just to say we need to put things into context. Violence against women is the most frequent human rights violation in the world. It's not the province of Pakistan. It's seen everywhere. It's no respecter of class, of education. We do find it everywhere, and we have to tackle it everywhere. Now, in the British Parliament, my job is to speak for women. And I'm also a member of the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association. So I take a very great interest in what happens around the world. And in fact, when I was invited by voluntary service overseas, I jumped at the opportunity to come here. And I've had many surprises since I've been in Karachi. I've learned so much. I'm learning from you. And I've been so impressed on how all of the different organisations are working together really with a will. And what I've been particularly impressed with is the dedication of our brothers, of the men, who are working very, very hard with their sisters to drive out this gender-based violence scourge. And it's hard. And I would particularly like to commend the police, because over the last few days I have learned just what a hard job you do. But I'm absolutely full of respect. And I think that perhaps in the United Kingdom we may be able to help, because I come from the centre, which is a place called Birmingham, as does Becky. Yeah, it's Birmingham girls. And in Birmingham there is a great deal of the Pakistan and South Asian diaspora. And our police in Birmingham have had to learn to understand honour-based violence, the whole system, and to learn to police sensitively. So I've made an offer that I would be delighted to get in touch with some of our police officers in Birmingham, and we share information, don't we? We share information about terrorism, about criminals. Why don't we share information about best practice and what we have learned? And I was talking to a police officer who is responsible for security for the Deputy High Commissioner, and he said, "We've made all the mistakes, so you don't have to." So I think that would be it would be. If I can take one thing away from this, then I think that if we can set that up, that will certainly have made my trip worthwhile. So that basically is all I wanted to say. Becky's told you all about the programme. And I'd like to say thank you to Voluntary Service Overseas for paying for me to come here and be with you. It's a great honour for me to be here and, as I said, to learn from you. There's a phrase that came to mind when I was watching the play. The superintendent, and he was the good guy. You know, he was the one who was saying, you know, we must get a woman police officer. She's gone home off her shift. Well, go and get another one then. You know, send somebody. So the keenness to enforce that ability of that woman to be able to speak confidentially, I think was brilliant. So there's a phrase that I want to finish on, and it just says, "Be the change you want to see." I think that this message is getting through in civil society, groups, non-governmental organisations, our esteemed police force, human rights activists, legal, educationalists, and together, I think, working together, we can all be the change that we want to see. Thank you very much.